and eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
Former President Trump quickly released a barrage of attacks on Truth Social, saying Kamala has no imagination whatsoever, as shown by the fact that she played copycat with no taxes on tips.
Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting from Washington, D.C. More details coming to light now on President Joe Biden's decision to drop out of the 2024 presidential race.
What happened was a number of my Democratic colleagues in the House and Senate thought that I was going to hurt them in the races. And I was concerned if I stayed in the race, that would be the topic.
The president made that comment on CBS Sunday mornings. Even though he's no longer in the running for re-election, President Biden will be making appearances this week. Fox's Jill Nato has more.
President Biden and the First Lady head to New Orleans Tuesday. They'll be speaking at a Biden Cancer Moonshot event. The Moonshot's a national effort to end cancer as we know it. For Thursday, the president and the likely Democratic presidential nominee, Vice President Kamala Harris, head to the suburbs of D.C. in Prince George's County, Maryland, to talk about what they say is progress on lowering costs for Americans. Friday, the president heads to Camp David for the weekend.
Fox's Jill Nato. America's listening to Fox News.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts. Interesting people are talking to Will Kane.
I said, what do I call you? I call you Dwayne. I call you The Rock. He said, now that I own it, I can call you The Rock.
Yes, I own it now. You can call me The Rock.
Our next guest needs no introduction. It is Dr. Jordan Peterson, my old friend and frenemy, Stephen A. Smith.
What is going on here? I see the Will Kane show in the background. I see the microphone.
Watch it live at noon Eastern, Monday through Thursday on foxnews.com. And get the podcast 5 days a week at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
The war between Israel and Hamas rages on as negotiations for a ceasefire continue. Fox's Alex Hogan is in Tel Aviv with the latest.
Hamas says instead of going back to negotiation talks on Thursday as planned and as anticipated here in the region, Hamas is saying that instead of that, it wants a drawn-up proposal based on previous talks. This follows a strike in Gaza. This was an IDF strike on a school. The IDF said that this was a Hamas command center, saying that it killed as many as 19 Hamas militants in that strike. But the local health officials say at least 80 people are dead. Now, on top of that, overnight in Khan Yunis, the Israeli military destroyed 2 buildings that it claims Hamas militants were using to launch rockets and ordered the mass evacuations of civilians there in southern Gaza.
The evacuation order includes parts of an Israeli declared humanitarian zone, which Israel's military says rockets had been fired from. Israel accuses Hamas and other militants of hiding and attacking civilians. TikTok will soon be banned from government-owned phones. Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer explains.
The Chinese-based app has to be deleted off all phones managed by the House of Representatives, and that is going to be by this Thursday. The federal government claims the app poses national security risks. Other apps owned by the tech company ByteDance have also have to be deleted. TikTok is currently suing to block a U.S. lawsuit that could force a nationwide ban of the app.
The app would be banned if its parent company, China-based ByteDance, does not sell the app. The Falcon 9 launch is scheduled for this morning at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida was scrubbed. It was going to haul 23 Starlink satellites into low orbit Earth. No official explanation as to why it was scrubbed, but they do say that they will try again on Monday morning. I'm Deborah Valentine. This is Fox News.
Manager does, it can make workers want to scream. The problem is they don't realize how some of their methods and habits get under the skin of team members. At first, it may start as a curiosity and not a big deal. However, over time, it can evolve into a definite irritant. Well, you can't solve a problem until you know you have one. Tuesday, August 20th, Guam Training presents Stop Driving Your Workers Crazy, a course that pulls back the curtain on a dozen behaviors that any manager needs to face up to. Once you eliminate the things that grind away at a worker's job satisfaction, you'll see better attitudes and better performance. Stop Driving Your Workers Crazy. Just one of 6 powerful courses offered between August 20th and August 29th. Get the details for Stop Driving Your Workers Crazy and the other courses offered at guamtraining.com. It's all waiting for you at guamtraining.com.
In a world where our cuisines unite, the Colonel has joined together your favorite extra crispy KFC fried chicken with an authentic hot and sweet Korean glaze, bringing you KFC's Korean fried chicken for a limited time.
It's back here on Guam. Try KFC's Korean fried chicken, and also available in Korean chicken strips. KFC, it's finger licking good.
The UOG Endowment Foundation and Guam Visitors Bureau, in collaboration with Choice Broadcasting, bring you Tanel live on Guam. Join us for 2 shows. Thursday, September 5th for a tropical night with Tanel, an intimate unplugged VIP show at the Hotel Nico Guam. And Saturday, September 7th for the general concert at Jeff's Pirates Cove. Enjoy the beautiful concert space down south, complete with UOG booths and vendor pop-ups. Tickets on sale at Guam time.
It is the Veterans with Benefits show with your hosts, Anthony Tyron and Karina Ballista, on now.
Half a day, welcome back. And we want to say, before we go any further, happy belated birthday to our producer, Jose. Woo-hoo.
Yay! He is our favorite producer on our show.
I would do the hand clapping,
I'm
but
your
that's
only producer, but thank you.
That's what you do. Jose, I said I would do the hand clapping, but that's what you. Yay! Happy birthday!
Many more to come.
My grandmother lived to 102.
Ooh.
Bite your tongue.
Oh.
We're going to have you for a long time.
Yes.
Thanks,
so
Grandma.
it was Saturday,
you,
right, Jose?
Yes,
Saturday?
yes, ma'am.
All right.
So did you do any fun stuff?
I did absolutely nothing. No, I did.
That's
great. I did a lot of stuff.
That's
in the
how
morning
you're
and
supposed
rested.
to spend it,
Yeah.
right?
And I was able to spend it with family and then a good community of friends, and it was good.
Very nice.
It is what normally people our age spend their birthdays, reminiscing about the past and regretting all the birthday cake they've ate in the past. Just me?
Well,
thank you guys.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's say thank you to our sponsors. So Ambrose Inc., they are celebrating their 75th anniversary this year.
Yay.
And then Hepzibah Clinic,
yes.
American Legion, 11Z's behind us. They offer 11% discount for military and veterans. Yay!
And we finally saw Grace after a long.
Yes, we finally saw her. She was wearing the same color we're wearing.
That's right.
What's his name? Charlie said he liked our red. We're changing it up, Charlie. We're in green. What color is Marines? They're red? No, that's why he liked it, because it's red. It was red.
I thought he said because it was sexy.
Oh, okay. He liked the color red. That's nice. It does stand out, right, Jose? You have one.
Oh, yeah.
The red one does stand out. Okay. Guam Eco Surfaces, Zuilo.org. Thank you, Pete, for managing our website. And then Domino's, Dugout, and Good Company. We were supposed to have Rob on, but Rob is flying solo, so he cannot come on the show. Rob owns Good Company. And then, did you want to say hello?
Hello to Knox and Aaliyah.
And I want to say hi to my sister and her husband. They're here visiting from Hawaii. They live in Waimea. So after the show, I'm going to go run and race to play bingo with them.
All right.
And then Veteran of the Week.
Tilwid Maresabang.
And what does he do?
So he's a retired Coast Guardsman, and he's actually the owner of Tomum Grill. That's upstairs from the Lotus Surf Shop. And we spent our last fundraiser down there. Really nice place. A lot of great help over there. Very friendly. You get a 10% discount there if you are a veteran or if you are in the service. So swing on by there and, take a look at what you can do there. The food is great, as well as, there's drinks. And, there's also a band there. So they had a band at our fundraiser. So great place. And if you want to go buy more surf stuff, you can go downstairs. It's also 10% off for veterans and for our service members. So, when you're in that neck of the woods, be sure you go to those two places and take advantage of it. Say hello to Telwood and also to Camilla down at Lotus Surf Shop.
And we're adding something to the show, a tip of the week.
A tip of the week. Oh, my goodness. I love it when they bring these things to me.
But disclaimer first, and then tip of the week.
What's the disclaimer?
That we're not VSOs.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. So the disclaimer pretty much is just the fact that we are not the VA and we are not VSOs. The VA is out here. They have an office down in Assen. That's our equivalent to the state office. And then we have the Teason office. And the Teason office is the equivalent of the federal office. And there's federal employees in the Teason office, and there are Gov Guam employees down at the Assen office. So the tip of the week is intent to file. So for intent to files, the easiest way that I've known to do it, and that's just me, for the past 4 years now, I've been telling veterans to call the 1-800-827-1000 number. And all you got to do when you call in is let the people know on the other side that you would like to do an intent to file over the phone. And by doing that, what that does is it allows you for that month to consider it almost like a placeholder, because you've called them up. They will say, okay, this veteran intends to file a claim. And excuse me, what happens with that is now you have 1 year to turn in your claim. So if that 1 year is coming up and you haven't turned anything in, it's a good idea to try to get something in before the 1 year. So what will happen is once they do award you, they will backdate it to the date of your intent to file. So that's the purpose of getting an intent to file put on. Now, you could do it other ways as well. One of the other ways is there's a form that you will fill out, and you could find that form on the va.gov.
0966.
VA form
0966.
21-0966?
Yes.
Okay, so you have the form number there, and if you punch that number in when you're on va.gov, it'll automatically take you there. You go to the search bar on the top. You could just put in the 0966, and then it'll automatically take you there, and you can do that. Another way you could do it is you could just go into your claim and start as if you were going to file a claim, and on va.gov, as you're going through, it'll prompt you that you now have an intent to file. And it'll serve the same purpose as calling in or filling out the form by just going online and doing it. So those are the ways to get your intent to file in, and you'd be surprised at how people get really excited when they do get some back pay. And more importantly, we've had some folks that actually had back pay for 2 years. So they filed the intent, turned in their claim, and it took a while for the VA to find their records and put the claim together for them. And by the time they got done, they now had they were awarded a certain percentage, and that percentage back paid all the way to the date of the intent to file. And some people really got some nice, hefty back pay that, some people were able to buy cars.
Oh, yes. I've seen
And
cars.
do really good things with that extra money that they never had. So those are the kinds of things that, most of our folks that are out there, if you are not aware of this, be sure you do that. If you have a difficult time on va.gov, try to find somebody that can help you to get you an account in there. The easier or the easiest way to navigate the va.gov is to have an account and be in there, and your claim pretty much comes down to typing in very minimal information. If you had to fill out the hard copy, and sometimes the system is down, the va.gov does go down, and in the event that it is down, you have the ability to either wait for it to pop back up. They're rarely ever down more than a day. I think it's usually hours. So sometimes they're down for an hour or two, and when that happens, you just get to just give it a little time, and they pop right back up. Okay, so
which is a great segue into our symposium.
Yay!
Starting tomorrow.
So are you going to talk about that?
Yes, I'll start
you
talking
do it.
about it.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
before we do that,
Yes.
I was going to say something about the intent to file. Oh,
Okay.
So if you're calling into the 1-800 number right now, it's from 10 p.m. to 10 a.m., Monday night to Tuesday morning, all the way up to Friday night, 10 p.m. to Saturday morning at 10 a.m. So essentially, it's just Eastern time. But it's if you're out here on Guam, 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. right now until the time changes again. Okay.
Okay, and I also want to say hello to everyone watching us online. Jean's watching us. Elizabeth Kitchetu is watching us. She says Biba Point. Auntie Bennett's watching us. She says Biba Vets. And then I think, Jose, you were watching us in the beginning?
Hey!
So do you log in and then check it to make sure it's there? Is that why I always see your
No,
name?
we're streaming. I'm logged into that, and also we are streaming on YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube, Facebook, and online, right? On the point
And you
GU.
can find this show on the HMI channel on YouTube.
Yes, HMI on YouTube, yes. And then you're listening to 93.3 on the point. And then you can call in at 671-888-TALK.
Now you know why he's our favorite producer.
You have to say only. Jose, back me up here. What's better, only or favorite?
Yes.
What? He's like, I'm saying neutral on this.
Both.
Thank you, Jose. All right.
Okay, so I'm Karina, and this is Anthony. And so, yes, we're your hosts for the show, Veterans of Benefits, but we're also part of a veteran nonprofit organization called HMI. And everyone's like, well, what does that stand for? It's if you speak Chamorro, you're going to understand it. But if you don't, in Chamorro, it's Ihanana Imagahe Zani Anina. The way, the truth, the light. Wow. Someone goes, who came up with that? I said, yeah, you'd have to ask the founders, which was Anthony Tyron, Matt Chaffris, Brian Hahn, and Bill Salisbury.
I tried to get Brian on the phone, but he's far too busy with Togi. And then I invited Matt, but he's got some things to do, so I told Matt to stop in. Of course, Bill will be there.
You mean to the symposium?
To the symposium.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I was like, what do you mean, like tonight? So this is HMI's third annual symposium. It starts tomorrow. You can still, I think the registration is either full or closed because we capped it at 150 because the room can only fit 156. But if you would like to attend, you can still attend. It's at the Guam Museum. Registration's at 7:30 to 8. We start at 8:30, and then some might not make it the first day or the second day or the third day. This might, just depends on what day they're free from work because it is during the day, and school did start this week. So it is August 13, 14, 15, 7:30 to 16:30. at the Guam Museum. And I just want to read a few of the people that'll be there. No, just kidding, all of them. So of course, we're gonna have the governor open, lieutenant governor, the congressman. We're going to have Committee on Military and Veteran Affairs, the chairperson, Senator Dwayne St. Nicholas. We're also going to have Vice Speaker Tina Munoz Barnes. She was appointed to the VA Advisory Committee on U.S. Outlying Areas in freely associated states. And then after that, we're going to talk about what to expect when traveling to Hawaii for care. So a lot of veterans don't understand the difference between the two. If you're retiree, you have to pay for your own flight to Hawaii for care. But if you're a service-connected veteran, the VA will pay for your flight, your hotel, and then reimburse you for meals. Oh, by the way, that reminds me, I got to do that.
Yeah.
Remember, yeah.
And you know, this being our third annual Veteran Symposium, there has not been an event like this for our veterans. When we first started doing this, you know, it was something that has never been done before. And what's important about that is you won't ever find another place here on Guam or event on Guam where you will get veterans in a room and talk about what they're dealing with. And more so than that, they're talking to the governor, the lieutenant governor, the congressman, and all these folks whose job it is to ensure that our veterans are being taken care of. And it's a way for us to engage and finally ask some questions and get some answers. And you won't find this anywhere else. So you really, if you had not attended, you have to attend. And if you don't make it this year, make it next year, because this is not going to stop. And our veterans, every time we do this, tell us they want us to continue doing it.
Yeah.
So we're going to have more of this coming and more things to take care of our veterans.
Yes. And spouses should attend also. So veterans always ask me, can my spouse attend? Definitely. Or if you're not married and you have a dependent that is your caretaker, then your dependent can attend, because a lot of veterans don't know that the VA doesn't only care for the veteran, they care for the family, which includes the spouses and the dependents. And there's so many programs that are available to veterans that people just don't know about. And I'll say hello to those just joining us online. Joanne Fullerton, hello Joanne, and then Vincent Santos. Half a day everyone with a thumbs up. So some of the other speakers that we'll have is and it's catered by Island Cuisine. We applied for a grant, and the Payless Foundation is funded the Veteran Symposium, thank you, and the Guam Museum.
Yes.
And then Ambrose Inc., of course, is one of our main sponsors, and they're providing us with some drinks and a really gorgeous banner. Just wait till you see the banner. It's so nice. Yes. And Jose is flipping some pictures that we took today because we got to set up today. And then, of course, so the first part of the day will be speakers, resources. The second part of the day will be boot camp. So if you've attended any of our boot camps, we are having a boot camp number 32. Oh, my gosh. We're boot camp 32. So if you can't make this boot camp, that's okay, because our next boot camp is on September 23, 24, 25 at the Dededo Senior Citizen Center.
That's correct.
Yes, and we already have the flyer and the registration open for that. That will already be on the registration table tomorrow. So if you know anyone, if you want to take a picture of it, if you want to register for the next one, you can.
Yeah, and hopefully the mayor will be there too, right?
Oh, yes.
Because she's retiring this year. So Mayor Melissa Sabar, she's been very supportive of us. So it's awesome. So go ahead.
So we're going to have BFW there. We're going to have Charlie Hermosa talking about veteran business startup. We're going to have Red Cross there. We can talk about that program that they have going on at the cemetery. There's a name. I meant to look for the flyer, Jose, when you shared it with us. But I couldn't find it, and I got so busy with symposium stuff. But there's a program that they're doing at the VA cemetery. Okay. And then we're going to have Solomon's Porch. We're going to have Wounded Warrior Project.
Yay.
We're going to have WPVC.
Yay.
And like I said, the lunch is catered by Island Cuisine. So we're feeding you all 3 days. So come on over. And then we're going to have American Legion, ESGR. We're going to have DISIT there. We're going to have WestCare. They offer so many great things at WestCare. If you've never heard of them, we've had them once on the show, right?
Yes, we did.
Once. We need to bring back the other program, which is Adam.
Yes.
Because those are 2 different programs at WestCare.
That's correct.
And then we are going to have Guam Legal Services there.
Yay.
And then...
Wow, that's a lot of people
I
coming.
know. It is
All
a
these
lot.
people help our veterans?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, and Department of Labor. Where did I put Department of Labor?
Is that with
Another one
Virgie?
there. I think so.
Oh,
Hold on,
my
let me
gosh.
see. What did I put? Oh, yeah. So Department of Labor. Yes. They're going to be there. That's second day.
She really loves helping
So it's a
veterans.
3-day event. Woo. It's a lot. And then, of course, you have the boot camp portion. And if no one has attended our boot camp before, and if you're listening out there, we're going to go over va.gov, 38 CFR. Anthony talked about intent to file. And then we're going to go over required forms. Then we're going to cover DIC, which is dependency and indemnity compensation. That's for survivors of veterans, spouses, and dependents. And then we're also going to go over medical nexus, medical evidence, medical records. And then we're going to go over what to expect at a CMP exam, because a lot of people go to the CMP exam not knowing what to do. I know when I went to mine, it was kind of traumatic because I didn't know what to expect. I kept asking questions and they were just being rude. I was like, okay, I guess no, they don't want to answer my questions. And then we're going to go over the benefits chart. So that is what you get per percentage. And then we're going to go over what happens after you file. Then we're going to go over the Kaluza Triangle. We're going to show you a sample decision letter. And then we're going to talk about PACT Act, because everyone always asks, can I file for PACT Act? And like we always say, you're not filing for PACT Act. You're filing for a condition that you have that was caused by exposure to something due to the law PACT Act.
And if you're on the registry, you did not file your claim. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
So you have to file the conditions. You cannot just say, oh, I signed up for, the registry, burn pit registry. Great, but you still have to file the claim.
Yes. So, I don't want to give you all the information because I want you to come to our symposium. It'll be fun. And then we're having our booklets made. But in the booklets, we have our golf tournament coming up flyer. That's on October 5th. And then we're also one of the sponsors for Wreaths Across America. So if you have a loved one at the VA cemetery here in Assen, you can purchase a wreath for them to be placed on their resting place on December 14. There's going to be a ceremony, and that our link is live. And it's $17 for a wreath. And for every wreath you purchase, HMI gets a donation of $5.
We got a phone call?
Oh, we got a phone call. Yeah. Do you want to take it for? Oh, you want to go to break?
Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to go to break and then we'll take the call.
Yes, we'll be right back. And you're listening to us on The Point, 93.3. You can call in at 671-888-TALK. We'll be right back.
The UOG Endowment Foundation and Guam Visitors Bureau, in collaboration with Choice Broadcasting, brings you Tanel Live on Guam. Join us for 2 shows. Thursday, September 5th for a tropical night with Tanel, an intimate, unplugged VIP show at the Hotel Nico Guam with marmar making and local vendor pop-ups. And Saturday, September 7th for a family-friendly Triton Festival at Jeff's Pirates Cove. Enjoy the cultural performances, UOG outreach booths, and a vendor pop-up of UOG alumni by the beautiful beachside. Tickets now on sale at Guam Time. Special thanks to our sponsors: United Airlines, KUAM, J&G Enterprise, Heineken, ASC Trust, GTA, Matson, Docomo, Raymond James, Pacific Medical Group, Trivision Media, The Dugout, and Alter Ego. Hosted by me, Shanzi B from Star 101 and Drew Arcee from The Dugout. Support college affordability by attending these 2 shows.
Fox Facts. Have you ever wondered why it seems like no one's ever smiling in old photos? By old, I mean photographs taken during the 19th and early 20th centuries. Capturing an image back then was a lengthy process. The exposure time for cameras often ranged from several seconds to minutes. Maintaining a natural smile for an extended period of time was challenging. One slight twitch could result in a blurred image. It was much easier just to remain stone-faced. Cultural factors also played a role. During this time, the commonly accepted practice for portraits involved a serious or stoic facial expression and not some silly grin. It's also possible, but less likely, that because dental care wasn't what it is today, folks weren't eager to show off their poor teeth. It wasn't until advancements in photographic technology and a shift in cultural norms that smiling in photos became more common. Matt Murphy, Fox News.
I think we have a phone call.
Hello, is this Dr. Cregan?
Hey, sir. How are y'all doing?
Well, much better now that we got you online. So tell us what's going on.
Hey, actually, more of a question and a couple of good charity things going up.
Okay.
We have another one going this weekend over to Manila.
Oh.
A group of veterans. They had a question for me, and I could not answer it, so I referred them your way.
Okay.
What's the question?
They live part-time in Guam and part-time in the Philippines with their wives they met while they were here.
Okay.
And they retired from the military, and they were told that they can only claim their veterans benefits if they use their state of residence and not Guam. I said, I don't think that's true, but I pointed them your direction. So
here's my thought. That's kind of a great question. It's a bit loaded, and I think it might
they have
be
houses here and there.
Yes. Well, and that's the point I was about to bring up, right?
Manila.
You definitely want to have your primary residence here. And here's the thing. You can travel as a veteran, but I think the thing they were talking about is which place are they considering home. Now, the difference between Guam and the Philippines is this. If you're in the Philippines, you fall under the Foreign Medical Program. And what I've been pushing out here, and I'm hoping that our former governor, Carl Gutierrez, would work with us on this Foreign Medical Program. Here's the deal. If you have 50% mental health rated by the VA and you are out in the Philippines, you will only be able to be seen and covered for mental health. If you are here on Guam and you have 50% mental health, you're covered for everything if you're here on Guam. So if I am those people, my thoughts might be, I would much rather have Guam as my home of record than I would for the Philippines. And
DC were told they have to register like they were from Michigan when they joined the military. I said, no, that's not true.
Right.
If you retired out of Guam, you can register in Guam
and it's
as your veteran separation date place.
Right. And it's usually their choice, right? If you're a veteran and you have a home here, the VA is not telling you which place to pick, if you know what I mean. So
no, I didn't think they did.
Right. So yeah. And it's beneficial for them to register here, because if they're here registered, they're going to do a whole lot better, because if you're in the Philippines under the Foreign Medical Program, the only thing they take care of are service-connected conditions. Until they can get everything service-connected, then, that's probably not the best choice for them at the moment.
We got them service-connected, but we set up a charity where we do a lot through Open Arms Medical Missions, and we got a thing going where a group is going over this weekend. They're actually helping fix a church, and they're sticking around to teach the children of the veterans there jiu-jitsu, which is kind of neat.
Awesome. Is Ray Shinohara going with you?
I'm not sure who's going. I'm not going this time. They're going to go over by themselves.
Okay.
I don't think I could contribute much to that. And 2 weeks we're going for a medical mission up in Boracay.
Okay.
And at the end of this month, we're having a book signing, and all the proceeds, of course, go to Open Arms Medical Missions and the vets.
When do they leave? When do they leave?
They leave this coming weekend, I believe.
Oh, so did you tell them to sign up for the symposium?
Starts tomorrow.
They're in going to Manila for this coming Saturday and Sunday. I don't know about the symposium for them, and I should. I'll make sure I text them tomorrow.
Yeah, because here's what we can do, right? We could try to take care of them there and get some information to them and help them and, get a face-to-face. And, that way we can knock that out. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So with the book sales, everything's taken care of on their flights, the medicines, the books, the tuition, everything's going to be taken care of for the open arms patients. And
awesome.
We've already shipped the boxes and the medicine, food, and supplies already ahead of time. So in 2 weeks, they'll get that. And in 3 weeks, of course, we'll be at the mall for the book signing and hopefully do just as good as we did last year. So,
and what day and time is the book signing? I know you said August 31st. What time?
Yeah, 12:30 to 2:30. Bestsellers in the mall.
Bestseller?
We already sold 1,000 this year. Of course, we're over 100,000 so far, and all that goes to open arms medical missions. So,
oh, wow. Okay. All right.
All right.
But we keep sending them your way. So
thank you.
guys keep pointing in the right direction. We keep some confused veterans out of the wrong information. We get them in the right direction.
I do not like misinformation or rumors.
I do not either.
I whenever someone says, I heard, someone told me, I'm like, no. Let's stop right there. If someone says, I heard, or someone told me, I say, go to va.gov and find out yourself.
I don't. They're more confused than Kamala, and I think to myself, straighten them right out. Just point them in the right direction. Give them the right contact people, and get them right. These people think they had to register in Michigan where they're from. They couldn't register in Guam or they wouldn't get their benefits.
Right. Yeah.
And people are telling them that kind of stuff.
No.
So.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Well,
good.
And then you're doing great stuff out there, Doc, as well. And we're understanding how busy you are, but our veterans need a lot of help, and whatever we can do also to push for you, please let us know.
Yes.
Anytime. Just keep doing what you're doing. We love it, and we appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you. Right. You too.
Okay.
God bless.
Okay.
Right. Thanks.
Bye. I think you have another caller.
Dropped.
It dropped.
It dropped. So if he wants to call back,
okay.
He had some questions on the symposium.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So we can just talk about maybe like a few, maybe the summary of a symposium, or because I know veterans do, because it was posted in the PDN, I think. Okay. Right, PDN page 9 today. So
yes,
a lot of veterans are like, I didn't know about this, because I've been getting like messages, hey, no one told me about this. Can I still come? And I said, yes, you can still come. Did you have something to say, Jose? No?
Well, maybe I can ask him some questions on his behalf.
Okay, go ahead.
It was mostly about discovery of this symposium. Number one, what is the symposium's purpose?
Okay.
How many times is this going to be offered, and how is this different from the benefits boot camp?
Oh, okay. You're going to talk about? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the boot camps were generally just going out out in the villages, and what we had done was we had a boot camp in the symposium, because we figured, how do we get all of these things in and take care of them? So the idea behind the symposium was, how do we get our veterans inside a room and have them speak directly to our leadership and ask the hard questions of what's going on down there, who's in charge of this, how is this going to help me, who's supposed to be doing this, where do I go to file my claim for reimbursements after I've traveled? These kinds of questions are not questions that are just easily found. And maybe for our folks in Hawaii, they have a lot of technology out there. They got a lot of state money coming in from, Congress and everywhere else. So everybody in Hawaii has a lot of money and a lot of computers. But here on Guam, we're not the same. And we don't get state money. So, when they say, hey, brah, you don't want to check your email, brah. Well, no, because I don't have email, sir, right? And, I think a lot of times we forget that, because we're from Hawaii, that we're not Hawaii, and Hawaii talks to us like, hey, you didn't know this? You should know this. Well, maybe we don't get as much love, and partly because we're so far away, There's a time difference. The monies that go to the state go to the state of Hawaii. It doesn't say, oh, by the way, this goes to Guam. And if it does, I've never seen that line item put somewhere so that, the folks that come in and out of here tell us what's going on. I know for a fact when they were at the Hilton, they were running a video and a slideshow. And when I asked for that same video and slideshow, they told me that information is on va.gov. So I said, oh, wow, great, thank you. I've been on va.gov and I have not seen the same thing they're talking about. So it looks like they created something, but I'm not sure how we can get our hands on it. So once again, right, wherever they're getting it, we're not getting it. And by the way, they used to pass all the information from Hawaii only to another radio station, but that radio station is no longer in existence. And the guy that used to be on that radio station never put that information out, and he's no longer around. So I'm wondering, the radio station's gone, but we're here. And I think we invited these folks on our radio show. Mm-hmm. So, if you want to push information out, right? I mean, are we a legitimate radio station?
Yes.
Oh, wow, we are. So I think it's partly,
we're real.
They should be calling us and telling us, hey, here's the information, right?
I concur.
Oh, okay, very good. Well, and I think we're developing these relationships, right? And I think we have to really be, open.
So the symposium is an extension of the benefits boot camp. What is it enhanced?
Well, I mean,
let me try and I guess explain it.
Good.
Because Anthony's talking more of along the lines of what or who will be in it. So he did start by saying that it is a boot camp within the symposium. So the first part of the day of the symposium is the resources that we're bringing on the island locally, right? We're bringing DISIT, we're bringing ESGR, we're bringing Red Cross. So we're bringing people that share programs or have programs offered for veterans that they may not know about. So that's what the first part of the symposium is. The second part of the day is boot camp. So after lunch is boot camp, our benefits boot camp, and that's where we talk about the VA claims process. And we explain all the parts and pieces to it, because even though, we might say VA claim and make it sound easy, it is not. It's a very difficult process. So the beginning is the resources for the veteran. Then the second part of the day is the benefits boot camp. So the whole day is beneficial for the veteran.
And let's just make, so if you're a veteran and you want to know information, where do you go?
VA.gov.
Okay. And locally, Jose, do you know of any place that a veteran can go and ask questions and they'll get the answers right away?
The first place I probably look at because this is Guam, is find the VA representative at our legislature.
Ah, yes. And he's going to be there, right?
Yes. The Senator Dwayne Nicholas will be there.
Yes.
He's the committee chairperson for Veterans Affairs.
And there's a lot of things that are going on that we're really, so right now, right, we've had the governor, lieutenant governor proclaim 2024 as Year of the Veteran, right? Mm-hmm. And by doing that, we're now bringing more light and focus into the needs of our veterans here on island. So if I ask the veteran right now, do you have a hospital here on Guam? His answer is going to be no. That's been the same answer for how long? For how many years past? Since our Vietnam veterans, since our Korean War, we've never had a veterans hospital on Guam. And many people have told me, you're never going to get a veterans hospital here on Guam. When they tell me that, I want to say, well, I want a veterans hospital. And this symposium could be a way for our veterans to talk directly to our leaders and tell them, hey, look, we really want a veterans hospital here. So that's another thing we can do. Mm-hmm. But if you think that you can go anywhere and get easy access and find out all the answers to all these things, or if you need resources, where do you go? Who's going to tell you? If you can show me a website right now that directs a veteran where to get all these things, I think maybe we won't need to do a symposium. But then again, it's fun to get our veterans together.
Yes, it is. And we always talk about, when people, when we talk to veterans, they really just want to be heard. I think we spent 2 hours with the veteran just to find out the veteran needed assistance. But the assistance the veteran needed was just to be acknowledged, just to say, hey, I'm a veteran. I existed. I served time in the service that I enlisted in, and I just want to tell someone my story. Some veterans just want to be heard.
One of the things we also are doing, right, is so we talk about va.gov quite a bit. And then we get a lot of folks out there that, are super busy, right? They're VSOs, right? Our last VSO, Alan Turner, is kind of been promoted, and Guam is not his main focus anymore. His main focus is the region. So he takes care of Japan, Korea, Thailand. So not only does he have a hard time because he's going to be in charge of all these people, he now has to worry about managing on top of what he's currently been doing. Mm-hmm. So if you think about that, our VSOs are very, very busy people, right? So I think if you call even Assen or Tizen, you have to make an appointment to go see a VSO.
Well, VSOs only exist down in Assen.
But
yes.
But if you needed help, you could go to Tizen, yeah?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Also, Tizen helps.
They can, but they can only fill out the paperwork. They can't tell you what to do and how to do.
I don't think Assen tells you what to do either, right? Neither of them.
No.
Because the rules and you went to the training.
Yes.
Oh, let's talk about that. There's certificates that are out.
Oh, yes. It should be in my...
Finally.
Monday?
What?
Let me see.
Today's Monday. Yes.
Yeah, let me see if it's in my email because it's supposed to be sent. I don't know. I don't think I see it yet. I'll follow up with Tanya, but I don't think I see it in my email.
Yeah, so there's been a whole issue about where those certificates for the folks that got some training. And by the way, this training came from the Guam Clearinghouse.
No email.
And that clearinghouse funding that was used to get those certificates, from my understanding, is federal funds.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep. And we found this out at the Veteran Commission meeting last week. Yes, which we attended.
Yes. So if there's federal funds being used for these certificates and trainings, we need to be responding back to the federal government, mm-hmm. telling them that we use this money, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, and we need to show them, results from this, right? Like, mm-hmm. hey, some money was put together, we trained some people, now what happened? Mm-hmm. But I think there's a lot of folks that didn't get their certificates, right?
No, none of us did.
None of you did?
No.
But didn't Tanya go to the training too?
She did, but she was already
a VSO?
She was already a VSO.
Okay. All right. Well, so I guess nobody got any certificates. They got training. The federal government spent money. And all these trained VSOs should have been able to help more of our veterans.
Yes. Oh, and we're going to go on a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to 93.3 on The Point. You can call into 671-888-TALK.
In a world where our cuisines unite, the Colonel has joined together your favorite extra crispy KFC fried chicken with an authentic hot and sweet Korean glaze, bringing you KFC's Korean fried chicken for a limited time.
It's back here on Guam. Try KFC's Korean fried chicken, and also available in Korean chicken strips. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Wow, Bank Pacific, 70 years.
That's right.
Are you celebrating?
You bet. For starters, we opened in 1954, so we're offering a very special personal loan with rates as low as 5.4% APR.
5.4?
And you can borrow up to $50,000 for whatever. Summer travel, back to school, paid on credit cards.
Can I apply online?
Yes. And at any of our convenient offices. Bank Pacific. Brothers put branches, we place roots for 70 years.
Equal opportunity lender. Conditions apply.
We took a phone call during the break. It was just regarding our symposium. So, what were we talking about? We're talking about a lot of things. We talk about so much.
Oh, VSOs.
Oh, VSO. So we attended the Veteran Commission meeting last week Friday.
Yes.
And I do want to talk about some of the things that we did go over. Let me see. So I
while you're looking at that, when you were in Vegas,
yes,
you went to the VA hospital.
I did.
And there was a Veterans Benefits Administration office there.
There was.
Inside of the hospital?
Yep.
And that's where you went, and you spoke to a gentleman in there.
Yes.
And you asked for your C-file.
I did.
Now, I have to ask you, what happened when you asked for your C-file?
So they mailed me my C-file, but what I did request for was the copy of my CMP exams.
Okay. But that usually comes with your C-file.
Yes, but I asked him to print it out, and he did. He printed out all of my exams.
So he gave it to you?
He did, right
so
then and there.
So it's not top secret?
No, it's not.
Oh, so you can get these things because they're yours, right?
They're mine, yeah.
Now, have you heard of folks being told they have to fill out a FOIA for it?
Yes.
Is that what you had to do also?
I did not.
You did not do a FOIA. Why is that?
Because he already verified my name and my number. He made sure I am
asking for it. Do you think he maybe filled it out and then gave it to you, or he just said, "Here you go"?
No, I don't know what he did, but there was some questions he asked me to verify my identity.
Okay, to make sure you're who you are.
Yes.
And you probably had some ID?
I did.
Okay, very good.
And he printed it right out. And let's talk about why those are important. Why is having your CMP exam printout important?
Well, because if you get denied, right, you have the ability to understand what that examiner wrote down when you were talking to them. And a lot of times, like I've seen mine, and guess what? What I told the doctor wasn't the same thing he put down.
Exactly. And so that's happening to a lot of our veterans. So if you're a veteran and you haven't filed a claim yet, maybe if you don't know what we're talking about, we'll just start from the beginning. So when you file a claim, you have to attend these things called compensation and pension exams. So what they do is they send a nurse practitioner or a doctor or someone in that specialty for the condition you're claiming to adjudicate what it is you said you have. So they look at your medical records, your service treatment records, that was why you were in, and then they have a conversation with you, and they talk about your symptoms. And then a few months later, you should have that report in your hand. It isn't given to you automatically because it gets sent to the VA. Then the VA rates you according to that exam. The reason why having that exam is important, because like what Anthony just said, hey, I told this CMP examiner A, B, and C, but when I got a copy of my exam months later, I know why I was denied, because they didn't put down B.
Are you aware that a VSO, right after you get your CMP exam, uploaded into the VBMS system.
Yes.
Are you aware that a VSO can actually look at that and tell you what the results were?
Yes.
And why is that important?
It's important because when the veteran gets denied, then they have ammo to appeal the claim, saying, "Hey, but my CMP exam says this, but that's not what happened in the exam room that day."
And if the VSO is really doing their job, guess what? They can actually help the veteran and say, "Hey, you know, I'm your VSO. I'm your representative. I'm the person that is watching your claim and helping you to get the things that you need." And guess what? They uploaded something and it doesn't look like what we talked about.
Right.
So if that's the case, maybe we're missing something here, because I think before a decision is made, right, the VSO can look in there and tell the veteran this.
Yes.
Is that correct?
They're supposed to. But a lot of them don't do it. They're busy. No one does follow through. So it affects these veterans, and it affects them so much that they are passing away without getting their benefits, because the system is so, complicated, and we only have 6 VSOs here, and their appointments to see them are months out.
Yeah, and I think the way it goes is this, right? In the VA, it's grant if you can and deny if you must. Right. And even with that, right, there's also things that talk about, and there's BVA case law that a lot of our VSOs actually know about and can reference, right? So the tie goes to the veteran. So it's similar to baseball, right? Tie goes to the runner.
Right.
So same thing. If your doctor says yes and their doctor in the VA says no, all things being equal, they have to side with the
Side
veteran.
with the veteran. Yep. Benefit of the doubt. Yep.
Yeah, and this is important. So I think we have a call. We probably got a couple minutes.
Yes, let's take the call.
Okay. Hello, Tony, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Man, you got a good name.
Yeah, that's very prominent here in Guam. St. Anthony.
All right.
Yeah.
So how can we help you?
I'm calling in just to verify and make it valid that tomorrow is the symposium, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So I'm sharing other members in the retiree group that I have that have not yet process or continue to update their CP and whatever. So
very good.
I guess I appreciate that tomorrow is still a go.
All right.
Oh yes, of course
Thank
it. And it's going to be a go every month and every year.
So I wanted to share something too while we're on the phone with that. So you know that the OIG had recently put out a report. So if any of these retirees or friends of yours are from the Vietnam era and they were in Vietnam, they have cases that are called NEMR. They're actually, it's spelled N-E-H, so it could be NEMR, but I think they're more commonly referred to as NEMR. So these NEMR cases, I often tell the veterans that the VA is not going to come knocking on your door and tell you, hey, come file this claim or whatever, when in fact, the folks that fall under that NEMR case and ruling, the VA is supposed to call them and let them know that if they were in Vietnam and they filed some claims or they haven't filed, that they should be filing it. And if they do that, now the veterans are being prompted to go do that. So our Vietnam veterans need to pay attention to that. And this is where, again, our VSOs, our VA offices, this is something they have been directed to do. So they need to reach out to these people. We shouldn't be hearing of any Vietnam veterans who've been in Vietnam who are not getting taken care of. So we need to get these offices and all these people out there doing this work, because we don't know how much longer our veterans are going to be around, especially the Vietnam era.
Let me just read what the NEMR is. So NEMR is NEMR Consent Decree and 2020 Court Order. Under the NEMR Consent Decree, a NEMR class member is entitled to compensation if 3 criteria are met. Denied a decision between September 25, 1985 and the date the VA published the final regulation acknowledging the covered herbicide-related disease, and pending on the date of the final regulation, adding a new presumptive condition, and inferred between September 25th, 1985 or received between September 25, 1985. So this is what Anthony was saying. What they did was they sent letters. But when they sent the letters, when VA sent the letters, they only sent it to the address they had on file. A lot of people have moved from those addresses, so they never did follow-up or follow-through.
Yes. All right. So,
okay. That's Roger on that. Now, let's say that the person from the Vietnam receiving 100%, and that you try to claim that. I don't think that's going to go through. Yeah.
Well, if the veteran's already 100%, then.
And it also depends on what kind of 100%, because if majority of the folks I've been listening to, for whatever reason, they're only allowing them to get TDIU, which is unemployability. For whatever reason, they felt that that was the best way to get them their benefits. So, but there's more than that way to get 100%, but that's one way to get to it. But NEMR will let them know.
So bottom line is just encourage the Vietnam veteran members to come down and participate. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Okay. Also, I'll make some phone calls tonight because I'm with the Vietnam Veteran Associates and the Purple Heart Associates. So I'll relay the message. If not, they don't know yet. But thank you for letting me know about that.
Okay, thanks,
thank you,
Tony.
sir. See you tomorrow.
You have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye. And that's the end of our show. We will see you guys next week. And hopefully we see you tomorrow at the symposium.
Value clean.
Yes. Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye.